Are you looking for a modern game that doesn't suck? Well, I've got you with my suggestion of Unicorn Overlord. So let's go ahead and dive into this video. I'm going to tell you what this game is all about, showcasing some of my gameplay. Now, this is developed by Vanillaware. Some of you may remember Dragon's Crown being a pretty successful title from them. This is a JRPG. It's very strategy-based, auto battles. If you really like strategy type, especially JRPG games like Fire Emblem, then you probably have already heard of this, and this is probably something that you're going to love. If you don't like strategy, you don't like to actually use your brain when you play a game, and you want to sit on the couch and play like a vegetable, all of these modern games that hold your hand and have a bunch of set pieces and all that, well, this isn't for you. But let's go ahead and talk more about this for those that might actually like it. Now, first let me just preface this. There is an overworld. So there's like obviously combat and stuff like that, but there's also this overworld, right? So you've got a big map, which you can, look at full screen of the bigger map. There's different like regions and stuff. You can walk around, you can talk to people, you can collect items, you can build up bases, you can expand your units. So here we have the units here. You make your own units, and you can put on there, you can comp it however you want. And that's what's so fun about this game, is just how detailed and how specific you can make your comps if you want to do that. So as you can see here, I wanted a girl power squad. I made an all girl squad. That's all they are here. But there's some sort of rhyme or reason to how I comp them out, that I have some more kind of like, I guess, silly stuff. So as you can see here, I just have a bunch of the horsemen comps. And they are so fast, I tell you. You can do that. You can just do what you want. That's what's so fun about this. And you can expand your units, which I already did later on, and I have some videos of that. I'm just over 50 hours into the game now, and there's still a lot more to be played. But so as you can see there, I couldn't expand my units just then because my renown rank wasn't high enough. Here you can collect stuff. You can get, here I've got some iron ore. You can use those things to, you deliver them for the town deliveries, build up the town, or you can use them to build bridges and access different locations in the overworld. Also, you have your shop where you can buy stuff. So here I talk to the armory. You've got, your different weapons and things like that. Shields, bangles, talisman, all this stuff that you can equip on your units. Now, there's also an item shop, which has all kinds of stuff. Just a ton of stuff, as you can expect from a JRPG. I get a lot of the revive potions, the heals. Here you have the idealist hand mirror, which I have some footage. That is so fun for giving your units a makeover. If you're like, oh, I want to change the colors, and for my girl squad especially, the girl characters, I've been giving them makeovers, which I'll show you some footage of that later. But first, let me get into some more of the core gameplay stuff. So here I'm actually going to do a bit of a deep dive on my units and how they work. So as you can see here are the units that I'm working with here on the bottom of the screen as well. That's what's in this comp, but then I'm pretty sure, let me make sure so yes, you can look at more specifics of your units, right? So here we have, not only do you have the items that you equip, for example, but you also have the actions. This is what makes one thing that makes this game so cool, is that you can really customize your gameplay, and you can really deep dive into your comp and how that is customized. So as you can see here, this is the order of action that I have. Sylphic Wind is top priority here, and then Freezing Thrust, Primus Edge, all that stuff. And you can set conditions as well. So look, Freezing Thrust is going to focus on the lowest HP unit. Primus Edge focus on the highest HP unit. Curing Heal, target HP is less than 100%. You can do all kinds of stuff. You can make it where it buffs a specific unit, a character who is just designed to give buffs to a specific unit. You can focus on, like my archers, for example, I have their abilities set to where their priority targets are flight units, because archers are best against flight units. So here I have equipped different, I took that from Prim, but this is just a vitality talisman that gives 10 at 8 max HP, which I did equip her with much better stuff later on down the road as well. So that's where I've just done things like that. Now, I know you guys are like, what about some of the gameplay, right? I want to see the gameplay. Let me show you that. Then I'll show you some of the fun makeover stuff. All right, because that's coming as well. All right, so let's go with an actual like story mission here. Right? This is a mainline story mission. From the overworld, I go to the mission there. And here we go. We're starting the mission. It has actual story, which I don't want to give spoilers or anything, but I'll let you guys watch just a little bit.
Are you certain about this, my lady?
So here's the story that's happening. Some people are more interested in stories than others. Personally, yeah, I think the story is pretty fun, but I'm more interested in gameplay than I am story. And I don't feel super bogged down by story all the time. I feel like there's just a good amount. So I think the story is pretty good. It does its job. But the main focus is on the gameplay for me. Now, some people might super get into the lore and the rapport that you build with other units, that you can build relationships with, like build your rapport up with them. And I do believe you can make the main character marry a unit. I think I'm kind of in the middle of that right now with a certain unit that I wanted him to marry. But I haven't done it yet. So anyway, here's more importantly. So yes, Rosalind, I gave her a makeover too. I wanted to give her that peach hair because she normally had a mint hair, which was really cute. Mint green hair. But anyway, I'm going to go on with this girly stuff. Or not even just girly, artistic stuff, I should say. Because there's guys who love to customize units too. You have your base. You're starting out. Here's the win conditions, right? You have your base. It gives you different objectives, win conditions. This is a very big detailed map. You're gonna have some like smaller maps as well that are just really easy to get through, but this is a really detailed map. Now people are gonna ask, if you are familiar with Fire Emblem, do permadeaths exist? No, they don't. I am a huge fan of permadeaths with Fire Emblem. That's the only way I will play a Fire Emblem game is with permadeaths on. But with this, they do not have permadeaths. But I'm not super mad at it because it's still great and it's still different. It's very similar. Like if you like Fire Emblem, you're going to like this, but it's still different as well. So yeah, you have your different objectives. Also, by the way, difficulty wise, there is an equivalent of, I don't remember what they called them, but there's an equivalent of easy, normal, hard, and nightmare mode. I'm playing on hard mode. And it's going well. If anything, like after I'm done with this, I wouldn't mind doing a nightmare mode. I wish I knew the name of it, but I forgot. I could do a nightmare mode. I think that would be fun. But I'm playing on hard. There will be, now when I first started the game, I went straight from the overworld to the main mission. Almost could complete it, but couldn't quite. I was struggling. I was like, man, this hard mode's kicking my butt. And it's like, oh, probably should do a side quest or two first and get some more units. So I went back to the overworld and did that. So yeah, I mean, your difficulty is really going to lie too on how main mission heavy versus side quests. If you're doing side quests and stuff, it's not going to be completely backbreakingly difficult. Maybe more so if you're doing nightmare mode, but on hard mode, I'm having a pretty good time. Like it's still offering a challenge, but it doesn't feel impossible, right? So yeah, we got to protect our base here. Here at your base, this is where at your command post here, this is where you can deploy units. So first I'm going to start with my girl power squad. They are my strongest squad right now. Now, when I do like some lower level, easier missions, I kind of try to spread it out to level out some of my other units. But with this being a main mission and a more difficult mission, it's like, okay, I'm going to need my A team. So I got my girl power squad, which is my strongest squad right now. And then here is my horse squad, which I told you was very fast. I also have a flight squad, which I feel like the flight squad would be a lot better if I just had some sort of designated healer or something, but I insist on flight units only right now. So yes, I'm very stubborn with that. So then you assign, like, look, I'm having them move. I'm having them set on who I want them to attack or move.
Oh, that's all?
Who's my target?
There's my archer units, which I really like them. So as you can see, again, the horse units really, really fast. Oh, heck. Okay, so that was the beginning of that. Let me show you an actual battle. Okay, so would that be this one maybe? I forgot to name this. Okay, so this is mid-battle here. So when you look at this, it's gonna show you the damage. It's gonna show you the damage that you will do. See, so right now, if I were to play with this squad and attack this unit, I would do 0 damage to it, and I would die. So I'm not gonna attack that one. Mind you, these units can also sneak up on you and attack you as well. So, there's that. Also, there's artillery, support units, things like that. You've got a campfire where, as you can see, there's a number next to each character. That is their stamina. Once that stamina bar is at 0, right? So per move, per attack, once that hits 0, your unit can't move anymore. Now, if an enemy unit walks up to you, it can attack you, and you can still win those battles, especially if you got a particularly strong unit, but you can't move. Now, your options are consume an item that will give you some stamina, or you can rest. However, if you rest, you can't move, you can't attack. The rest period is timed. There's like a little meter around your unit that's going to show it takes a reasonable amount of time for you to rest your stamina. So if an enemy unit attacks you while you're at rest, you can't fight back. You're just going to take damage. A very good chance that you could die in that situation. Now, in this case, there is a campsite. So if I take my units to the campsite will heal your units for an X amount of, it will revive your dead units, and it will also give you some more stamina, right? It will fill your stamina. It won't give you addition to your max stamina, though. In this case, too, here we have, see this castle. I defeated the guy there. I garrisoned it. So that means that my units are... yeah, this belongs to my units now. It's been liberated. Now I can withdraw my units here. So for example, say, oh man, the part southward is getting pretty heavy. I need to move people. Run, withdraw in this castle. Go to the other one that we've already garrisoned, and deploy them there so that you can get some. It just helps you be able to move around the map more with different characters. Now your characters also have. See, as you can see here, I did that, and then I deployed him here. Now your characters also have valor skills, right? You see this on the top bar, your valor points. I have 2 valor points out of 10. 10 is the max. You're going to need a valor point just to deploy units. You're going to need however many points you have. A unit to deploy costs a valor point. But your units also are going to have special valor abilities depending on which units you have in your squad. You're going to have a variety of options. So for example, with my girl power squad, I have a valor ability that's really good. It costs like 2 valor points. It makes it where she swaps places within a unit. This is incredible because she's not the most, my girl power squad isn't the most mobile. So, but she is my strongest unit. So if I'm like, oh, look, he's getting his butt kicked. Let's say there's a swarm of people here. Let me use her ability. Let me use some valor points to swap so that, because she can take them out, he can't, and they're going to swap places. So there's that. There's different valor abilities that can heal, that can attack an enemy unit and give you the steal stamina from it. Things like that, all kinds of stuff, which I'm not sure if I demonstrated in these recordings yet. Now let me show you an actual battle. That would be great. So, okay, here I'm figuring out what I'm doing, because honestly, on this level, it was my girl power squad that really carried. So as you can see here, this girl power squad is going to kill this, and then it's going to take 51 damage. But look, There's more. There's actual battles that go here. It's not all, you can skip the battle animations if you want. In most cases, I don't know why you would want to, unless you're just doing some like quick little easy battle and maybe a lower level battle and you just want to get through it. You can organize your units as well. So as you can see the formation of my units here, you can move them around and it will change things based on where they are positioned. So that's 51. It doesn't make any difference there. Still going to take 51 damage. I'm checking different unit formations to see if I can change that. But, and then looking at items here, I use the healing font to heal some of my units. Now, there are times where it's like, oh, let me move, like if I were to move this unit here, Virginia, like if I remove her up front as well, well, that might make it where, let's say she protects this unit in front of that, that might make it where we take less damage or we do more damage, so on and so forth. So your formation of units also makes a difference. Now, here's what a battle looks like once you engage. Now, they've got artillery.
Focus your mind.
Your mind.
Spirits of the wind.
Not finished yet.
That settles that. A little closer to my
Some levels gained as well. Okay, so that's how that works. My girl power squad really carried in this whole region, because that's the one I really put a lot of emphasis on. Okay, so there's that. Here, let's see, I just show an example of using an item, right? So here I'm about to go in this battle, and there's all kinds of different items you can use. For me, it's like, oh, look, I have this item that gives me 30% more XP for the next battle, which is the gold. Wait, was it? I'm looking for it. Well, it was a liquid fortune, was it? Yes. Or no, it doubles XP for the next 20 seconds. So I was like, hey, let me use this in this next battle so that my units can get more XP. So I set them up for this battle. As you can see, kicking butt this battle, because we're gonna heal while we kick their butts.
Focus your mind. Care to dance?
Not bad.
Just like this.
And there you have it for that. So, yes, there are all kinds of items in the game that you can use. Let's see what else I wanted to show. I have my 5-man squads too, because I did. And I'll show you some more of my squads there. Now, let me show you this, because the makeovers you can do. This, some people won't care. If you're the type of person who likes to spend a lot of time on a character creation screen in games and stuff, like myself, you're going to really like the hand mirrors. You can buy them, but you can also just get them along the way on your journey, and you can give your units makeovers. So far, I've only given the girls makeovers because it's like, that's more fun. So I'm trying to find my unit here. I wanted to give my new bow girl, I wanted to give her a makeover. I spent a lot of time on that. You can do more than just makeovers too. You can actually change their growth type, which will affect their stats, which I haven't done any of that. I've only just done the makeover. So as you can see, change the hair color. It's like, ooh, the blonde's pretty. What should I do? But then I remember, like, the theme with my girl power squad though is they're pretty colorful. So yeah, I was spending a lot of time figuring out, looking at the combos. You can make them black. I don't know if you could do that to all of them. You can change their skin color. I didn't remember being able to do that with some of the other ones. Maybe you could, but so anyway, this is what I ended up, the final result. I made her blue. I was just like, I need a blue girl in my squad. I had, yeah, because I had some different ones. I needed a blue girl. And then, look, this is some more overworld stuff. I just made it in a snowy area, got a horse as I've progressed more in the game. So that's been really fun. Now let me show you some of my 5-man squads, right? So I've got my 5-woman squad. This is my girl power squad.
Can't run.
I know, I love them. This is the 5 I'm working with right now that I think I'm gonna stick with. I need to give Prim a makeover, even though she's still, you know, with her red hair, she still does fit in. But I don't know, I was thinking purple. I think I need a purple girl. So we'll see. So this particular mission
This'll do it.
was a lot lower of a level than what I am. So it was really easy. But as you can see, some butt kicking going on there. So just gonna top up their heals. All healed up. That's my girls. That is it's my strongest squad right now. Let's go ahead and look. I have my archer and thief squad. I am loving this squad. So here we have the enemies, the enemy archer units just being a pain in the butt. So here I arranged some of my stuff. I have now one of my thieves is kind of low level. Travis, who you start with, I got Gamel, which there's different units you can get later in the game that I'm just gonna say you might miss out on getting them if you interact wrongly. So there's different story elements that can get you or miss you units. I got Gamel. I wanted him. He's straight up crazy, and I love him for that. So I was like, I need Gamel, and I was so happy that I got him. I didn't want to look up how to do it. Because I don't like playing games like that. I like to just do it, right? I like to figure stuff out, and if I miss out, I miss out. But fortunately, I was able to get him in my squad. So what I've got here is I have 3 archers. Now this third archer here, she also she is strong against heavies. Now, given that these two aren't, this is like a healing archer, and then this is like your sharpshooter archer, because I needed that heavies to really make this squad. And then I have 2 thieves up in the front. Now, thieves are extremely agile, and so people miss them a lot. Their evasion is extremely high. Travis in this squad does need to gain some levels, so he is lower level than the others. But still, this is this squad. Yeah, he has like this backstab ability, Gamel does, that I've gotten for him as I've progressed. I love it.
My magic is yours. Right for me.
You'll be okay.
Nice try.
Ow.
It's settled.
And there you have it for that squad. Now I've got one more squad I wanted to show you. That is also my other 5-man squad. So I only have 3 5-man squads right now because it does cost you honors. Costs you honor points. You're going to gain honor points as you progress through the game. And it costs a lot of honor points to get 5-man squads. So right now I only have 3 5-man squads. So I'm working on more. You also can use your honor points to promote a unit, which if you play Fire Emblem, you know what that's like. So promoting somebody like a regular archer into a sharpshooter, for example, promoting, different units can like advance their class abilities, right? So I have promoted some of my units as well, which does also cost honor points. So anyway, this is a squad I want to show you because they're really cool. This is kind of a more of a hodgepodge instead of a specific themed squad that I kind of do. I really love this squad though. Like they need, I still need to do a little work with them, but I do like them. So I have this mage guy, which he needs a little work, I feel like. Then I have this witch, and then I have this, what is she called? Like a cleric type, but I can't remember exactly what it was. And then, I have more of like this bruiser type up here, and this elf guy. He is so cool. Like, he fights with a sword, but he also can do magic. He's got like this necromancy type stuff, which you'll see here. He is awesome. I love him.
I'm angry.
See?
Grant them succor. can do it. I'm here to help.
All right, and that's those units. So, yeah, this is what I have to show you guys so far, but I am loving this game. I've been kind of no-lifing it lately, but I still wish that I could no-life it more. It's just about finding the time, man. But anyway, yeah, I'm like 50 hours into it. I still have a lot more game to be played. When my brothers beat it, it took them about 100 hours each. They're still doing a lot of overworld stuff, and they did a lot of that, but I do as well because I love the overworld stuff. Now, yeah, this is definitely, again, if you want a game that basically plays itself and you just want to be a vegetable and look at pretty cutscenes and that's it, without any substance of gameplay, you're not going to like this. But you really want something that has a lot of game time, has a lot of customization options in not only how your characters look, but also your unit formations, your play styles, how your units are going to fight, things like that, and just a game with jam-packed a ton of stuff to do in it. This is that game. I absolutely love it. I'm a big fan of strategy games anyway. When I play video games, I want to use my brain. I don't particularly like to play games where the only thing I got to do is sit there and use reflexes for a little bit. Maybe there's some exceptions to that, but usually I do like games that require some thought. This is why I'm a big Tomb Raider fan, for example, with puzzles and the acrobatics maneuvers, although it's not like an RPG or anything like that, or even a strategy genre game, but you do have to think to progress in classic Tomb Raider. I like games that make you think, and that's why I'm also a big fan of Fire Emblem games, because you got to think a lot. And with it being a strategy game. So I'm a huge fan. 1000% suggest if you're looking for something newer to play that is actually good and that gives you a lot of bang for your buck, because plenty of game to be played instead of just getting through some cutscenes and 5 to 10 hours later you're done and on to the next. Let's consume. No, I like games that have substance that you're going to be playing for a long time, and this is one of those games. So there you have it for this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and as always, if you want me to read the Bible to you, you can check out my Bible channel at Bible Time with Melanie Mack. Thank you all again. I'll catch you next time, and in the meantime, go boom.